Hello there, Monday evening. Welcome to North West Tonight with Roger Johnson. Thanks for joining us this evening. Our top story: the fitness fanatics who are facing online abuse for sharing their training tips and doing something they love.
It's really heightened over the last couple of months, where men feel they can just go on and attack on all my posts.
Holly takes part in High Rocks, a high-intensity event which may well be beyond the ability of her abusers. Also tonight, the women who've told us they've waited years to be diagnosed with endometriosis.
The Nico O'Reilly finals.
Blimey O'Reilly, City starlet Nico secures a 19th trophy and a place in the record books for his manager. It's in the bag. A history of the North West's shopping habits goes on display in Liverpool.
And it's been a very settled period of weather, but it's all changed this week. Join me at the end of the programme. I'll have all the details for you.
A woman from Liverpool has spoken out about being targeted by online trolls after posting videos of her outdoor training sessions. Mum of two, Holly Braithwaite, says that she's been bombarded with cruel comments, including threats of violence, after sharing clips of her preparation for a High Rocks event this weekend. That's a high-intensity fitness competition. Mairead Smith has this report.
This is Holly, hard at work in preparation for her High Rocks competition, and it's led to heaps of abuse online.
It's really heightened over the last couple of months, where men feel they can just go on and attack on all my posts.
Mainly because of this move, the farmer's carry. Because of the distance covered, Holly has to do it outside. It's this that has led to these comments.
Some I would never repeat because some of them are awful. Some just nasty about my appearance, the way I look. It's not womanly. Also, I must be on drugs. Lots of different things. And once one man started, it seemed to let a lot of other men come in and do the same thing.
You actually replied to some of the comments. One person came back and threatened you.
He told me I looked like a man. Men like me deserve to have their jaw snapped. And if he ever sees me walking down the street with them, he will happily come and snap my jaw. If he did comment any further, I actually probably would have took it to the police because that is a threat.
Holly is being trained by Harriet, who can't believe women have to face abuse for doing something they love.
It's just not sitting good with me at all for a number of reasons. It's just not. It's the comments, it's all directed towards women. It's unfair. It's not conveying a good message in general to women, is it? Making us all scared before we walk out the door about where we can go, what we should wear, what we can do, what time we should run. You know, always bothered by like what people are going to say.
And it's happening elsewhere.
When I saw the comments, the colour just drained from my face. I was shocked.
Angela works in the fitness industry and told us about the latest comment she was sent online.
The comment was, when did it get a sex change? Looks like a man that. And this was coming off a post where there were so many lovely comments. Words like that could really traumatise someone, could affect them, their mental health.
She wants people to think before they message.
You know, everyone's got a woman in their life that means the world to them, whether it's a daughter, a mother, a sister, an auntie, a niece. How would you feel if it was one of them?
Holly hopes speaking out today will change things for the future.
What do you want to change because of this?
I want it to be made more aware. I want women to feel safer, which in a world right now, women do not feel safe. I've got a daughter and I will not let her think she has to grow up in a world where, because somebody says something nasty to you, you change what you want to do or what you want to achieve.
Mairead Smith, BBC North West Tonight, Liverpool.
Your comments and experiences, as always, are welcome. nwt@bbc.co.uk is our email. Now, one of the North West's last surviving D-Day veterans has died at the age of 101. John Dennett from Wallasey was a Royal Navy anti-aircraft gunner. He met the King and Queen as part of the 80th anniversary commemorations 2 years ago. His family says that John died in hospital yesterday. A couple from Wirral who murdered their 3-month-old son have been jailed for life. Navaldi Clevi-Pajani told the emergency services that their son Miguel had stopped breathing at their home in Seacombe in 2024, but scans at Alderhay Children's Hospital, where he died 5 days later, showed he had a fractured skull and other broken bones. Manchester's Victoria North has been chosen as one of 7 new towns to build and boost house building. Work's already underway on 15,000 new homes there. There will also be a Metrolink stop and other regeneration. But after widespread protest, plans for a new town at Adlington in Cheshire have been scrapped.
A group of residents came together with one aim, and that was to get Adlington off the list. And so this morning we feel we've achieved that. So I'm really thrilled. Didn't really dare believe it for a little while. And I'm really proud of our little village for standing so strong.
And police have released this footage of the moment a burglar was found hiding under a bed at a house in Manchester. David Thompson was caught after officers became suspicious and followed him to a property in Rusholme. He's been sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to burgling 4 homes. Right, still to come on this evening's North West Tonight. We'll hear from the Atherton athlete Keely Hodgkinson as she adds the World Indoor 800 metres title to her Olympic crown. And it's in the bag. A history of Britain's shopping habits goes on show in Liverpool. Weather with Molly as well. But before all of that, an inquest into the death of 4-month-old Madison Bruce Smith. The grandson of the former Manchester United defender Steve Bruce has been told that the woman hired by the family to care for their baby let him sleep overnight in an unsafe position. Madison died in October 2024 after being found unresponsive at the family home at Trafford in Greater Manchester. Phil Cunliffe has been at Stockport Coroner's Court for us today, listening to proceedings. He joins us now live from there. So, Phil, first of all, just tell us what the court heard about what happened to Madison.
Yes, baby Madison was being cared for by Eva Clements for the very first time when this tragedy unfolded. Now, she was a bit like a night nanny, although she called herself a maternity nurse, despite not having any actual formal nursing training. The inquest also heard that she'd been recommended to Amy and Matt Smith by an agency called Ruthie Maternity Services. Now, the woman who ran that, Ruth Asari, revealed in court that she also had no formal medical qualifications. Steve Bruce, the Manchester United legend, was in court alongside the parents, his daughter Amy and son-in-law Matt, the former Salford and Oldham Athletic footballer. Now, on that fateful day, October the 17th, 2024, Miss Clements laid Madison on his front for an afternoon nap. National Safe Sleeping guidance in place since 1991 advises putting babies on their backs, not their fronts, their backs, to reduce the risk of sudden and unexpected infant death syndrome. However, Miss Clements explained that she put her own children to sleep on their front and that this was a practice that Ruth Asari also recommended. Now, in the evening that night, Eva Clements again put Madison on his front, staying in a room upstairs to monitor the infant via a camera. Despite logs showing that he cried several times during the night, she actually only went physically downstairs to check on him once in 12 hours. The baby was found unresponsive by his dad at 7 a.m. and later died despite attempts to resuscitate him. A post-mortem investigation found no cause of death, but a pathologist told the court today that 75% of infant deaths, when no other explanation can be found, are connected to unsafe sleeping environments. The police today also ruled out any criminal charges.
Phil, what did Madison's mum and dad say to the court?
Well, they described Madison as a precious, perfect son. We will never forgive ourselves for tummy sleeping and we'll live with that for the rest of our lives, said Matt. We trusted Eva Clements. Ruth Asari presented a service that was professional and regulated, but that simply wasn't true, he added. In her conclusions, Coroner Alison Much said that she will be writing to the Secretary of State for Health to demand better regulation of so-called maternity nurses to prevent future deaths.
Phil Cunliffe in Stockport, thank you. Right, here are some of the other stories that people are reading from BBC News this evening. And a walker is recovering in hospital after being brought to safety by the Edale Mountain Rescue yesterday. They'd fallen from a height onto boulders in a Peak District woodland. The Settle to Carlisle rail line is expecting record passenger numbers in its 150th year. Northern's commercial director, Alex Hornby, that's really a train boss called Hornby, says it could be 1 million people. And competition to be the UK's first town of culture is hotting up. We've previously mentioned others. Now Crewe, Congleton, Knutsford, Lymm and Macclesfield are entering the race from Cheshire. You can find out more at bbc.co.uk/local news, or as always, have a look on the BBC News app. Now, there are calls tonight for more doctors in the North West to be trained in diagnosing and treating endometriosis. It's a painful condition which affects 1 in 10 women. But on average, it takes 9 years after first seeing a medical professional to receive a diagnosis. Jasmine Dufresne has been speaking to several women for whom it's a daily struggle.
Endometriosis has literally controlled my whole life.
For as long as I can remember, I experienced excruciating pain.
For years and years, I was just told it was normal.
It took me 15 years to get diagnosed.
25 years.
9 years.
Over 10 years.
Over 5 years.
Endometriosis is a chronic disease where cells or tissue similar to those in the lining of the womb grow outside the womb. Over the past few weeks, I've spoken to multiple women, from girls as young as 12 to post-menopause, and many told me the same story.
I went to multiple doctors, multiple gynecologists. It's barbaric. That's how bad the pain is. It's absolutely barbaric. As I said, I needed a stick. The pain in my groin, in my lower back, fatigue.
I spoke to consultant Katie Ahmad on why this experience is so common, despite how painful the disease can be.
So I think one of the problems is that education is an issue right from the time we train in medical school. Endometriosis is not covered as a part of the curriculum in medical schools. So there is a dearth of training, and therefore it's a problem in identifying and diagnosing disease. There are no good quality research ongoing in the country or even internationally. So as it stands, there is no cure for this disease. We need to act urgently. And unless the government intervenes, there is no hope.
Endometriosis is an inflammatory condition. Treatment includes medical and surgical options, as well as managing symptoms at home.
There's a lot of research ongoing in terms of diet, exercise, and other things that we can do to holistically manage this chronic condition.
Whilst others are turning to the wider community to help one another.
I started posting my endometriosis experience last year on social media, and I created quite a strong community quite quickly. A lot of us felt the same about having a lack of data and information, and I think we're also passionate about wanting a change. My message to people with endometriosis is to seek help, seek a community as well, reach out to people. It makes such a difference to know people and be friends with people with endometriosis.
These women say better awareness and listening to women's pain sooner could make all the difference. Jasmine Dufresne, BBC North West Tonight.
Dr. Katie Ahmad, who you saw in Jasmine's report, is here. 9 years is an average for a diagnosis. 14% get it quickly in less than a year, but some are waiting 2 decades, some women. It's not good enough, is it?
No, it isn't. And I think the problem is starts at home. In families, it's normalized to have, period pain. Then in the community, it's considered normal to have period pains. When you go into your general practice, to your GP, lots of times women are dismissed and it is considered normal to have period pains, and endometriosis is never considered as a diagnosis. Then the GP may send you off for an ultrasound scan, but the pickup rate with an ultrasound scan by a clinician who does not have experience in endometriosis is around 20%, compared to someone else who has been specifically trained in gynecology scanning will pick up the disease in 70–80% of the cases.
The government is reviewing the women's health strategy. They're going to train new doctors. They're aiming to cut gynae waits. Is that working?
Well, I mean, I do think that government is doing a lot to cut down the waiting list. But my problem is that endometriosis is a chronic disease and requires specialist intervention. Now, when you if you're lucky enough to be referred into secondary care, you may end up in a general gynecology clinic with clinicians who may not have enough training or interest in diagnosing endometriosis. So then you may still find yourself as advocating for your own treatment more than the clinician sitting opposite you, and you may have more information, more knowledge, and that makes it really harder. We don't have enough specialists to diagnose endometriosis. We don't have specialist radiologists to read and the MRI scans.
Will AI improve that?
AI will definitely improve. It will definitely improve, but we are years in, till AI gets implemented in the NHS.
And there's a postcode lottery, isn't there, at the moment? Depends where you live. Your trust, I know, has done quite a lot of work to try and improve things.
Yeah. We see the NICE guidelines say that women with severe endometriosis, those who've got large cysts and deep disease, need to be referred into an endometriosis centre. But the problem I have with that recommendation is that is only 20% of women who have endometriosis. So what happens to the remaining 80%? And also, there is no evidence to suggest that small amount of disease is directly related to less symptoms. So that 80% of women may have extensive symptoms but may never get to see an endometriosis specialist, even if the NICE guidelines are followed to the letter.
So there's lots more work that needs to be done.
There's lots more to do.
Thank you so much for coming in to talk to us. We really appreciate it. Dr. Katie Ahmad, who you saw in the report and is here as well on the sofa.
Thank you.
Right, let's move on to sport. Ian is on the other side of the studio for us. Manchester City's sorry, Katie's just stuck off. Manchester City have won the season's first trophy, Ian. It was the League Cup final and it was pretty straightforward against Arsenal, wasn't it?
I would say it was a routine win in the end, Roger. The inevitable question, or one of the inevitable questions many people are now asking, is whether City might now find a way to overhaul their opponents at the top of the Premier League. As it stands, Arsenal are 9 points clear, having played a game more. Maybe yesterday could be an indication that the pressure's starting to take its toll on the leaders, who've only won one trophy since Mikel Arteta became manager in 2019. If so, can serial winner Pep Guardiola and his City side capitalise? They didn't win a major trophy last season, but Manchester City are back in the groove already this time round after 2 goals from Nico O'Reilly.
Kepa's lost it, and O'Reilly has stolen.
And it meant a record 5th League Cup win for Pep Guardiola.
And I think that is just a testament to the respect that Pep always shows these cup competitions. It's a really young squad. It is still gelling. There were players in there who hadn't won anything, but now they know what that winning feeling feels like, and hopefully they'll be hungry and they'll want more.
After the match, the manager was asked if the Wembley win could boost their title chances.
I'm so happy, of course, to again being together, celebrating that for that game maybe will help us, but the Premier League is in their hands.
In the hands of Nico O'Reilly is a potentially glorious career.
Today we beat Arsenal, who are top of the league, so yeah, it's a great competition, it's great games. Obviously to play at Wembley is always amazing, special, so yeah, now I'm going to go and see my family, celebrate a bit.
Nico O'Reilly, I adore the lad. Born and bred in Manchester, an academy graduate. He's been at the academy since he was like 8 years old and he's done nothing but progress now. This is his breakthrough season for City. And what a performance. 2 goals in the cup final with England boss Thomas Tuchel looking on after he turned 21 at the weekend and he got his call up for the England squad.
Former City assistant coach Mikel Arteta is hoping defeat will galvanise his players.
We're going to use this disappointment and this fire in the belly to have the most amazing 2 months that we have together. Now we have to go through that pain and disappointment, and it's normal, and it's part of football.
While this was Phil Foden's take on the title race.
It's still possible to do, we still believe in it, and yeah, like I said, it's just small steps in the right direction. It's a good confidence boost.
We've got winners in that squad all over now, that young squad. Can they close the 9-point gap? Only time will tell.
What's your instinct?
I think it's Arsenal's. I think 9 points is too much, but it'll be interesting. It might go down to the final day.
Which, as it stands, City would probably take. So that's that, and that's that for the Premier League now until the 10th of April because of the international break. Well, Manchester United remain third after Friday's draw at Bournemouth. Everton's wonderful win over Chelsea means they'll resume next month, 8th in the table, so a European place still very much in their sights. Inconsistent Liverpool are still 5th, but Champions League football next season still hangs in the balance after defeat to Brighton. While Burnley's relegation looms ever closer after their defeat to Fulham, they're now 10 points from safety. It's all getting very tense in the EFL, where Blackburn Rovers continue to make progress under head coach Michael O'Neill. A 0-0 draw with Middlesbrough, meaning they're 4 points clear of the Championship relegation zone. In League One, Bolton and hopefully Stockport are playoffs bound, while Wigan are 3 points clear of the relegation zone after a 2-0 win over Exeter City. Blackpool remain in the bottom 4, though. In League Two, Salford look destined for the playoffs, and if so, they might be joined by 9th place Crewe, who thrashed Shrewsbury 4-0, and maybe even Oldham Athletic, now 9 games unbeaten after their 1-0 win over Harrogate. But unfortunately, Barrow's status is looking increasingly perilous, bottom of the entire Football League, and thrashed 5-0 at Grimsby Town. In the Women's Super League, Manchester City's march to the title continued with a 5-2 win over Tottenham, helped by a Khadija Shaw hat-trick. Manchester United in second got a late winner to beat Everton 2-1. Liverpool drew 0-0 at Brighton. Atherton's Keely Hodgkinson's making a bit of athletics history yet again, this time by winning her first indoor 800 metres gold at the World Championships. The 24-year-old Olympic champion did it in style too, setting a championship record.
My work this year has been domination, and I think when I'm in the shape of my life, why leave it to chance, you know? If you're going to beat me, I'll make you work hard for it.
Funnily enough, I have just the opposite approach to life, but I've never won anything, come to think of it. That's not a problem Wigan Warriors have ever faced. They're still top of Super League, but what a start to the season Warrington Wolves are having. Further demonstrated on Saturday as they scored 12 tries to hammer Castleford 72-6. That was Matty Ashton's hat-trick. So the Wolves maintaining their 100% start. They're at Leeds Rhinos on Sunday. But it wasn't a good return to action in the Prem for Sale Sharks in Rugby Union. They lost 26 points to 14 at Exeter on Saturday. This was Dan Dupree scoring one of 2 Sale tries, with defeat surely ending any lingering hopes of a playoff place. We'll catch up with the Sharks, though, very soon. Let's hope the season gets a little bit better.
Steve's emailed from Ellesmere Port.
Oh, aye.
Good to see Ian back in a waistcoat, he says.
People are not going for my drawstring trousers right now.
Well, he did mention that. Thank you, Ian. Well done. An unusual exhibition has started in Liverpool. It's dedicated to paper bags. A gallery is showing 2,500 paper bags, all of which belong to a local man who has the biggest collection in the country, apparently. The exhibition spans their history from the early 1900s to the present day. It was Lindsay Prosser's bag, so off she went.
It started as an interest in design. Now this collection of paper bags is a national archive.
They sit in a box really in my studio, so it's nice to get them out and sort of share them with the general public.
Bags of all sorts are part of this exhibition. They weren't intended to last, but reflect the changing trends in design. When Tim Sumner was a student, he was given bags which had been stored at his university. A newspaper article led to him being given thousands more.
In their time, they're used as kind of visual billboards for the high street, and you kind of want to be seen to be shopping at Habitat or buying your clothes from Dandy or Chelsea Girl, or going to certain museums. People locally here have said, oh, well, I used to work there, I knew someone who worked at Blacklers or what have you. So there's a whole range of emotions that go with the bags.
So this bag down here, Chelsea Girl, they, like other fashion retailers, change their bags quite often. Mm-hmm. What is it that you like about that one? This one specifically, I think it's purely just the typography that I really enjoy. You know, it's clearly, whether it's somebody who works there or a designer at the time has obviously hand-drawn that, it's not typeset. And over here you've got some of the bags from Liverpool stores. You've got Owen up there, and you've got George Henry Lee that used to be John Lewis. Mm-hmm. Why is it important to include those?
I think it's important to include the heritage of the city, and the thing, because a lot of younger people probably don't even know these places existed, unless their parents may have shopped there or what have you. You know, but a lot of the ones here, sadly, are not in existence anymore.
Now you have thousands of paper bags.
Yes.
Are you up for collecting more?
I am. I don't know whether my partner would agree, but I am. If people out there have got any they want to get rid of, maybe they give me a shout.
The exhibition runs until March the 27th. Lindsay Prosser at BBC North West Tonight, Liverpool.
Like the swag bag. Right, let's move on to the weather. Molly is here. It's Monday, which means a new place on the map.
A new place on the weather map, and I'm determined to remember, but I'm sure if I don't, you will remind me, probably at the end of the forecast.
I know what it is.
But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this week. So, actually, over the weekend, we had beautiful photos sent in of the Northern Lights. This was sent in by Johnny in Cumbria. Beautiful photos. We had loads of them. It's really hard to pick. And then we did have today a brief ridge of high pressure, so a lot of frost to start and some brightness, but then clouding over more widely ahead of an unsettled day tomorrow. Thank you very much for your photos. If you'd like to send your own in, you can do. All the details should appear behind me in a moment. There we go. So the weather for this week, very changeable. A lot of wet and windy weather on the way tomorrow, but after that turning brighter but a bit colder. And we are going to have some wintry showers on the hills on Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So you can see low pressure towards the north of the UK. We have that cold front sweeping in, bringing unsettled conditions over the next 24 hours and a colder air mass. This is the picture for tonight, though, so you can see dry to start, and we start to see that cold front rearing its head, bringing rain first to Cumbria and then further southwards. But in terms of temperatures, not slipping away too much at all. Around 9 degrees Celsius, so similar to the daytime temperatures of today. And the winds increasing, they'll increase tomorrow, and we will have unsettled weather again to start the day, becoming much more widespread and heavy in nature. You can see it's going to stick around, particularly towards rush hour. So a disruptive rush hour, and highs of around 14 degrees Celsius, but feeling cooler in all that rain and wind. And our new place on the weather map, Macclesfield, for 5-year-old Florence, who is learning how to spell it and is doing a very good job, according to her nana. So we'll have some wintry showers into the night on Wednesday and some hail for Wednesday, and a mixture of some showers and sunshine. But you can see those temperatures dipping on Wednesday and Thursday, Roger.
nwt@bbc.co.uk if you want your place on the weather map. Say nice things to Molly and you'll put them on, won't you?
Exactly. That's right.
Well done. Thank you for watching. Whatever you're doing, have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.